and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers, Chris McGee, James Worthy, Robert Ory. Are you going to clap tonight?
It's been a long time, man. It's been a long time, Geeter.
Who would have thought that?
And we needed this one. Very proud of this team. Send them in, baby. We need to see them. Send them in. Come on.
We're going Worthy claps on Twitter.
Yeah, man, because this team deserves it. Without LeBron, without AD, you know, they've been playing really hard, and you know, we talked about the games that they should win. This is one of them. And a rough start, came back in the third quarter and took care of business. This is a good game. Big win.
I agree with James. Famous movie, Bull Durham. Minor league baseball team. Can't catch a break, can't get a win. Famous line from Crash Davis, sometimes you just need a rain out. Sometimes, Rob, you just need a win. I don't care if it's a bad team. I don't care if it's the Cavs without Colin Sexton. Sometimes you just need a win. Tonight was that night.
Sometimes you need a slump buster, baby.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do.
Hey, you know, you got to have that. You're consistent, man. You got to be consistent here. And the Lakers were consistent tonight. You look how they played, man. 22, 22, 28, 28. That's just a consistent team tonight.
And, Rob, you have to win with defense. They did that tonight. They win that second half, 56-35, season-high 15 steals. So you don't have AD, your best shot blocker, defender, no LeBron. So you have to get down and dirty, right? 15 steals.
Yeah, who needs those two guys when you got the way Dennis Schroeder played tonight? Blocking shots, getting steals. The Lakers as a whole came out and played very good defensively. They locked them down, only allowing 10 points in that third quarter. And that's what you want to see out of a team that had a bad first half. You make adjustments at halftime, and you come out in the second half and apply them.
A wounded team, a team without players, back-to-back games, not a lot of practice time, you know, having to learn how to play together without key players on the fly. They've had to lose 4 games to finally get to a point. Doesn't matter who they play. They've been trending. We talked about a 1 good quarter. Next game, 3 good quarters. Tonight, they stuck to their bread and butter. Defense is what they're going to have to do. You said it, Geeter, and that's what they did. They came with the defense that gives them the energy, that gives them a little bit of offense. If they don't have that defensive energy, it gets really flat down there on the other end.
Love the energy from the Hall of Famer. He likes winning. He did not like a 4-game losing streak, and neither did Dennis Schroeder. He led the way on both ends of the floor. He's with Mike Trudell at Staples Center.
All right, Dennis Schroeder, this game really flipped in the third quarter. You hold Cleveland to just 10 points. The highlight play is certainly your chase down block. Can you take me through just the general intensity on defense of that quarter and that play specifically?
I mean, we had emphasis on the defensive end. I think, you know, we really executed, you know, our coverage. Everybody was engaged. And I think, you know, we put everything on the line. And that's what it's going to come down to, I think, with this group right now. We got to give everything we have. We got to leave everything on the floor. And that's what we did in the third quarter for sure. And mostly for the whole game.
All right, so you finished with 4 steals. Frank Vogel said before the game that what he appreciates the most is you put your heart and soul into it from an energy standpoint, both sides of the floor. Dennis, how important has that been in turning things around, breaking that losing streak that you guys have had without LeBron and AD?
I mean, with them two out, you know, like I said, this is we got to do some other things, and we got to switch our culture a little bit, you know. So I think it starts on the defensive end, of course. Bring energy. I think we got to, you know, all 5 guys got to be committed to get stops. And like I said, we needed that one, you know, after 4 in a row.
On the other side of the court, are you starting to get a bit better of a rhythm with Montrezl Harrell and some screen roll action, Dennis?
My brother. Good?
The people's champion, Quinn Cook.
Yes, sir.
Everybody loves Quinn Cook, Dennis. We understand, okay? We understand. You got to take some time there. Hey, I was asking you about Trez, just the screen roll action. Are you starting to develop some chemistry there with him?
Yeah, we doing better. Still too many turnovers on my behalf. I just, you know, try to make the right play. Sometimes I turn it over still, but I think overall, me and Trez, you know, we built a good chemistry. I mean, we put in a lot of pressure, you know, on the opponent. You know, it's a tough coverage, and we still got to, you know, keep working on it, keep getting better on it every day.
All right, Dennis, we appreciate the time, man.
All right, thanks.
Everybody does love Quinn Cook, as we saw in the pregame show. I want to talk that third quarter, guys. We sat here 51-44 at halftime. I looked at you, Rob. I said, that was not a fun first half. Couldn't sugarcoat it for the fans. And the Lakers came out and played the way you wanted them to, both of you. Great energy. They did it with defense. They win that quarter 28-10.
Yeah, they came out and played some aggressive D. And think about this. You're going up against a team that's injured, a team that's not that good. You got to apply the defense, put some clamps on them, make them realize that who you are. You're a defending champion. You're not builder. We're not going to go down like that. You see with THT right there with the long arms, just being active with your hand, getting in the passing lane. Deflections cause a lot of turnovers. They was just really active at the start that quarter.
Yeah, big game, James. A huge third quarter. You're going to see some of those numbers right here. They held Cleveland, big game, to 14%. They out-rebounded them +8. 5 steals and 2 blocks in that third alone. You're desperate for a win. This is how you got to play out of the break.
Yeah, I'm sure Vogel and the coaching staff reminded them at halftime that, look, Cleveland, one of the lower scoring teams in the league. Don't allow them to, get energy in our building. We're good enough to beat them. We're better than them. Let's go out and re-emphasize the defense, and that's exactly what they did. Steals, fast break points, took Cleveland right out of the game, and that's what they're going to have to do until they can get their army back together.
I want to focus on Dennis Schroeder. I loved what he had to say to Mike there about creating that chemistry with Trez. He feels they're getting better. He said, I need to be better. I'm turning the ball over too much. But that third quarter, Rob, that was his. That block from behind, changing the game, that between the legs pass. He ends up with 17 and 7, but more than that, he's the leader with AD and LeBron not there.
Yeah, he has to be the lead because he has the most talent to get his own shot. A lot of guys like Kuz and THT can get their own shot. This guy uses speed. He uses the pull-up J. He has so many aspects to his game that make him valuable when those two guys out. But when he's talking about those turnovers, most of them was trying to get him to Trez. And I don't mind that because you're trying to feed Trez, who was awesome in the paint tonight. So get it to him as much as you can. But on those passes, you don't have to be fancy. He's trying to go through the legs. Just make it nice and simply drop it off. So feed the beast. The beast is Trez.
I like the fact that he has adapted so quickly to know that this team needs a leader. And I'm not saying he's the leader, but in the absence of LeBron, he's the guy. He's demonstrated that on both ends. Defensively, that block shot, I've never seen him do that. I've seen him dive on the floor for balls and things of that nature. But running down block shots and doing that, he has stood out. And I think, we talked about it, 3 or 4 games ago, how he's the guy. The point guard usually is the guy that kind of controls the team. Man, he's doing a hell of a job.
There's a reason why the three of us were glad Dennis Schroeder was still on this team. Just 27 years old. We understand he's a free agent. He's been very honest. We played that sound in the pregame show. If you haven't heard it yet, he said, for the first time in my career, I get to see what my value is to other teams. I do want to be a Laker. He's a pro. He understands why his name was floated out there in trade rumors. But make no mistake about it. This team needs Dennis Schroeder, and he delivered tonight. They needed Montrezl Harrell, too. That 24 points for the 7th time in 10 games. Trez goes for 20 or more. So good job by the vets getting the Lakers a win. Let's get you to the highlights. Lakers looking to snap their